Not the greatest of performances by any stretch of the matter, but still got the job done. You opened our own score and equalising against Claremorris, but how do you sum the game up?
Bit messy, to be honest. We started slow and went one behind from a sloppy corner. We were kind of forcing it then, like going long and stuff, and they were kind of just eating it all up. But we got a fair talk in half time, and kind of first 20 minutes of the second half kind of blitzed them there and just kind of see it out from there. And
the second half, Keane Halpin got us in the lead with a low shot into the bottom corner, and then Darren made a 3-1 round and the goalkeeper into an empty goal. And then it got feisty at the end. Claremorris were looking for a goal that was chalked off for offside, and a couple of crunching tackles flying in at the end.
They weren't really happy with the officials. I didn't see too much wrong in any of the decisions, but yeah, kind of after that, the goal got disallowed for offside. They kind of let loose then and started throwing in a few late tackles and stuff.
So we've a semi-final to look forward to now in this competition, and it'll be interesting to see who we get. Could be home, could be away, but I say at this stage you just look at it and say whoever we get, take them on and see how it goes.
100%. Like, we know we're well fit to win this competition. We don't really care who we get or where we get them. Like, this is our competition. That's the way we see it.
And kind of moving on, this week is a big week for some people, between Rice College on Wednesday and the Oscar Traynor Cup team next Sunday. And of course, on both squads there's a lot of Westport representation on it. Obviously with Rice College, since all the lads go to school, and with the Oscar Traynor Cup squad there's 7 lads. Of course Adam is still out injured, and we can see what the management select for that squad at the weekend. So it's going to be a big week ahead.
Yeah, it's a massive week for the town and like the area. Like, we have a lot of lads involved. With the school team, it's mostly Westport United players playing, and then Oscar Traynor, we have lots of lads involved, like Kevin from Lewisburg and all the young lads. Kevin wasn't playing today because he was suspended from the last round. So yeah, huge week for the town, and hopefully we can get the support up for the 2 games, because all Ireland finals looking around to Austin.
So got word today, I know the development team lost 6-3 last night to 5B. The B team, after being 3-1 up, I believe, lost 5-3 to Casper Celtic B. So some high scoring games with these 2 squads.
Yeah, high scoring game as well as theirs. I didn't know the score now in the B team, if I'm being honest with you. I would have thought they would have won, but yeah, I don't really have to say about that.
So looking at ourselves, really, I say, when we get back to our next fixture, there'll be a right pile-up between this competition. You've got the semi-final, you've got the Restore Cup semi-final, I think. Then you also have the league, and the league is going to be such a backlog. There'll be a right pile of catching up to do there.
Yeah, we just want to play football, to be honest. We're going to have a busy few weeks now come May, with the league being pushed back so much because Oscar Trainor's into pros and we're missing players. But yeah, I don't see any reason why we can't go on and compete for this league. Like, we're a young team and we definitely have the squad to do it.
So interesting times ahead, but anyhow, job done today. We move on, and well done. Thanks very much. It mightn't have been the most polished performance going from the lads today, but still got the job done and gave away a goal that was certainly enough to tear anyone's hair out in the first half. A repeat of some of the nightmares of last year, but we clawed our ways back into the game, got the results we wanted, but at the same time it was a performance that probably needed a little bit more injection of pace into.
It was a very frustrating performance, to be honest. We never got going in the first 20-25 minutes. I don't know if the conditions didn't help, but in fairness to Claremorris, they set up really defensively, they were really well organised, but we would expect a much better start from our group. It was a really young side, and I felt that they got back into the game, they grew into the game. After half time we got that goal. After half time our work rate upped, the quality of our football upped. It wasn't ideal, it wasn't fantastic, but we did enough to win the game, and at this stage, it's just about getting into the semi-final and moving on. We're sitting around, we're waiting for games. The breaks between the games are really starting to hurt us now, you know.
And the game got a little bit feisty at the end when Claremorris had a second goal disallowed for offside. Tackles were flying in. They were really pumped up at the end. They probably wanted to win the game. They wanted to get a run no more than anyone else in the competition. But we just withdrew, withstood what was thrown in and got on with it and saw the game out.
They battled to the very end, but to be fair, we had most of the ball, we had most of the play. They worked incredibly hard. That's another part of the game. They were defensively solid. As you said, we probably could have done with an injection of pace and a little bit more cleverness in our last use of the ball. But you know, I can't fault the lads. They kept going to the end in difficult conditions. We got a good win. We're in the semi-final of the Connaught Shield, which is what we set out at the start of the month as part of our, the things we're looking forward to having, the things we need. So it's frustrating. What we're really frustrated was that first goal. Giving away that first goal when we were in complete control is crazy. It's something we put behind us. But again, we'll go back to work this week and we'll work incredibly hard. And hopefully in 2 weeks' time, I'm not sure what the next fixture is. Is it this competition again? Is it West Irish Cup? Is it whatever it'll be? We'll go back and work hard.
And the goals we got today, Jack Dawson opened the scoring. Then you had that lovely Daisy cutter from Keane, and Darren like an old-fashioned Ronaldo for Brazil back in the day, taking the ball around the keeper and stroking it into an empty net.
Yeah, they were good goals. Cian has been doing recently for both us and the B-side. They got a very important goal to get us in front. I was delighted with Jack second half. I think first half he worked incredibly hard, but for a player of his quality, he was giving the ball away a little bit. Second half, he really improved that, and that's where I thought the improvement in our performance came. Jack was getting on the ball, he was securing possession, he was moving it, and for such a young lad, he's starting to have a big impact on games, which is great.
And near the end, for the last few minutes, for the first time in 5 months, flawless made his return. And okay, he might have been a little bit rusty, but the minds are still there.
Joe, we were all looking forward to Joe's return. It was great to see him get back on the pitch, and he's very important to this team, he's very important to this club, and I think we were all quite pleased to see him come back and play.
So the semi-final opponents, we probably won't know until later on in the day, but I say, as Jack Dawson said there when he was speaking to me, he doesn't care who he gets and he doesn't care whether it's home or away, just take the game on board and get the job done.
Well, that's the joys of you. Jack has that attitude, and I don't blame him. There's still some good sides left in this. Galway Hibs are a really good side. I think they're playing Moy Villa at 2 o'clock. Anyone that comes out of that tie will be, competitive and difficult for us. I think Clonfad are playing Dynamo Blues again. Not easy places to go if we end up getting drawn away there. And I think the last one is Dromahare versus Ballingar. 2 surprise teams, but they're at this stage of the competition. They'll fancy themselves, but we are the top side left in this competition, and we should be expecting to win it, and that's our goal.
And of course, along with the semi-final, you still have the Star Cup, you're going to have the league, and you're going to have this big, massive backlog coming up pretty shortly to get through. So that means it'll be a very intense fixture list to catch up on all the games over the next few weeks.
Yeah, and on top of that, they've added the under-21 development squad thing back into it. There's 38 players selected from around the league for that. I think there's 4 fixtures potentially with a couple of training dates, and we've 11 players involved. I'm not quite sure where that's going to fit into the already congested calendar. It's not ideal. I understand the purpose of it. I think given the fact that the Oscar trainers ran so long, it's certainly not ideal now, and it needs to be carefully managed. From our point of view, anyone that watches our teams, we've a very young side. We've 6 or 7 boys doing the leaving cert. There can't be Thursday, Sunday fixtures all June. It simply isn't possible. So, given the huge success of the Mayo League and the Oscar trainer, it's fantastic. We now need to sensibly look at this, and the league will have to be pushed out.
And of course, another thing we need to be thinking of here this week is a big week, not only for the Oscar Trainer Cup team, in which you touched upon there a minute ago, with the fact that we are playing Westport on Sunday at 1 o'clock. There's also Rice College in their cup final on Wednesday against Portmana Community School.
That's right, in that loan, I'm looking forward to it, going myself. Those boys have worked incredibly hard. I'm looking forward to watching them play. Some of those boys have been training and playing with the A's and B's all season. Some of them are in the development squad. It's a big occasion to make. Is it your third final in a row?
It is their third final, yes.
Which is some achievement and a testimony to the great work being done in the school. But they have the full support of everybody here, and we're all looking forward to that game Wednesday. I'm going myself, and it'll be a really good one.
And then looking at our development team and the B team, 2 losses. The development team, lost 6-3 last night, and the B team this morning, after being 3-1 up, I believe, lost 5-3.
I believe so. Firstly, on the development team, it's not about results, it's about getting those young boys on the pitch and experiencing junior football. They've had a mixed bag today. They've won some games, they've lost some games, doesn't matter. It'll bring them on massively. It's one of those structures that's evolving. We'll have to go back and look at it again and keep tweaking it. Disappointing result for the second side in Castlebar. It's a game when I think they were 2 up, and it's a game they should be able to hold that lead. They didn't. Part of their development is to go back, take that on the chin, and continue to work hard. They're still in a very strong situation. There's still a very long league to go. Big game, I believe, next week is against Ballyglass, and they're going to have to go back and work hard and prepare for that. And
along with that, next Saturday you have a good number of that squad involved with under-18s in their Shield semi-final away to St John's in Sligo. So you could have guys playing 2 games in one day.
More than likely, some of the lads will actually play 2 games next weekend. That's a good St John's side. I think they've got to the the quarterfinals of the under-16 SFAI Cup. I've seen them a couple of times myself this season. Some good players there, so that's going to be a challenge for our under-18s. Again, though, I think they're good enough to go there and get a result. And unfortunately, some of them may have to play twice, but these boys are used to playing football on a regular basis and they love it. They really love it. And I'd expect to see Jack and Alex really enjoy the game in Sligo and then be in a hurry to get back here for the evening game against Ballyglass.
So it's going to be a busy few weeks ahead and hopefully a bit of excitement thrown in too.
Look, the busier the better at the moment for us. While there's lots of exciting football next weekend, for some of the things we're sitting waiting, and we just want to play football, and as much as we can, bar June, which I think has to be a small bit of common sense in it. But we've semi-finals coming up shortly in the West Arrow, semi-final in the Connaught Shield, start of the league campaign, semi-finals hopefully for the under-18s. It's exciting.
Yeah, and we certainly be looking forward to it, and many thanks once again.
Thank you.